Good evening, Sooners. Dr. Cannon here. I'm going to do a very quick version of this video of using the OU library because it's a very helpful tool not only for your final papers but also for researching your discussion topic posts. Okay, there's no presentation here. I'm just using this as my splash screen. We're going to go over to the OU library link. Now, I've already signed into the OU library using my 4+4 ID. And what the splash screen brings us to is this first page. And I am given the option to go to my library, or I can use some quick links. Now, I've already selected my library. We come down here and we find some databases that I've already saved to my library. Now, there's a tutorial video here showing you how you can do it, but it's very simple. You just click on something like this, databases and e-reference materials. You can actually add the databases that you want to add. Right now, we're going to use Google Scholar. Okay? Now, you can get into Google without using Google Scholar. And you can use Google Scholar you can use Google Scholar without being signed into the OU library. The reason that you want to be signed into the OU library is because OU has subscriptions to scholarly resources, and you can use those scholarly resources without having to pay for articles. If you search for articles independently of using the library, if you try to download them, they will actually ask you to pay like $35 or $70 to actually reference the article. Okay. Now, I've already done a search in Google Scholar because this is my second time recording this video, but it doesn't matter. I looked up social media and diversity, and here are some neat things that you can do with Google Scholar. Okay, the first thing you'll notice is you have a link to the article. In this article, social media gets serious, understanding the fundamental functional building blocks of social media. Now, this is not directly related to diversity, so we can narrow this search, which is right now almost 3 million hits, by adding search words. We won't do that now because we want to keep this quick. But what you'll notice is that there are links to the authors, or most of the authors of this article. So we can actually look up different articles that they have written. You can look up, you can see where this is published. And there's also hyperlinks to the researchers that have cited this article. There's hyperlinks to articles that are similar to the one that was written by these researchers. There are different versions that you can go to. You can go to a specific journal where this article was published, and most importantly, you can find the cite references here. So if I click on this, I will come to a place where it cites the article, and you can select your format. You can copy and paste your citation into the body of your references. Now, I've already done that. So here are my references. All I did is find a place where it would fit alphabetically, and I pasted the citation. Now I'm going to do that again just for giggles. As you can see, the format changed. In a more modern version of Office, I could select source formatting so I wouldn't have to change all this, but I'm going to do it anyway, just for the sake of this paper. So now this paper has nothing to do with social media. This is a paper that I wrote many years ago about Hillary Clinton's response to the Clinton sex scandal, but I just opened that randomly, but you can see how you can easily fit all of your citations into the proper format in your references section. Okay, so if we go back to Google Scholar and I click on this link, it will take me to the page where this article is stored. Now, you'll see every time you click on a database of a journal, you'll see the OU article, the OU library logo, which is indicative of the fact that you are signed into the OU library, and therefore we have a subscription to Science Direct, and all of our students can access this article. So if I want to download this article, I can just click on the download link directly, or just click on Save Link As, and I can save it to a folder where I am storing articles. Now this is what I recommend that you do, okay? Your paper or your final essay requires that you have at least 10 scholarly articles saved. This is the original formatted title of this page, and this is where I have saved it. I made a folder called Research for HR 53 or 5053, and I saved it with the first researcher's name, the publication year, and just a little short description of the article so I can reference it. All right. Now you can save it to this folder, and the neat thing about the OU library is once you get the proper search words for your search selection, you can do all your research in literally 5 to 10 minutes. So I'm requiring that you include 10 sources. How about you look up 15 sources? I never recommend that you look for 30 if you only need 10, because that's just going to add to your workload. Look up 15. If you find something that obviously doesn't fit the theme of what you're writing about, yeah, replace it. But look at 15. And then when you're finished with your research, save all your things, save all your articles into a folder, and then you can just reference this. Also, go ahead and prepare your references page. That way, it's already done. Okay, just some little tips that you can use to go ahead and focus most of your time on actually doing research. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Scholar page, and if I want to look up other articles, again, here's the article title. Here's a PDF of that article, and I'll show you a Google selector that can give you a lot of access to PDF files. Related articles, different versions, and then here's a citation. So this is written by Gilbert. If I want to stick it into my citation page, and just go find where it probably goes alphabetically, and I stick it into my references page. Now, again, with a more modern version of Office, I don't have to do this step every time, but it doesn't matter. If I can save, prepare my references page in advance, it doesn't matter if I have to format it. It's still only going to take me about 15 to 20 minutes to do all of this. Okay? So I'll go back here. I can click on the Purdue link to this article. It'll take me directly to the PDF file. I can download it and save it to my folder. Okay? So I'll skip that step. Now, one way to make sure you get PDF files is to type in a Google selector. So I'm going to type in file type PDF. And this result will only return articles that come in PDF format. All right, you see where it lists the format here? So I can just go ahead and save those articles to my file, and then come back to them when I'm ready to write about the topic. And you see here where my topics, or excuse me, where my research results have been reduced from 2.4 or almost 2.5 million to only 214,000. Okay, so I'm going to click this out of the way. Now, so I've showed you how to save articles, I've showed you how to do more research, showed you how to select only PDF files. Now I want to show you how to, again, reduce your results. So I have 214,000 hits, so I'm going to add some more text. Corporate America. And then I'm going to add another selection, but selector by putting parentheses around social media. Now I'm searching. You can see I've reduced it down to 20,000. So now it's more specific, okay? And I can keep doing that. I could put selectors around corporate America, and I reduce my results down to 298. Now that's a good number of articles to look at, okay? So again, I have the selector file type, so it only gives me PDFs. I have the selector corporate America, so it's looking specifically for that phrase, and it's looking specifically for the phrase social media, all right? So if I'm going to write an essay about social media and diversity in corporate America, I've got 298 articles, which is a good quantity, and I can download 20, knowing that these are all PDF files, and then I can save them to my folder and go ahead and grab the citation. I can save it to my citation page, and I know that my citation page is prepared and I have my articles already saved, so I can go ahead and do my research. Okay, this is a down and dirty reference guide for using Google Scholar and your OU library. All right. Now, again, you don't even have to. You don't have to wait until you're ready to do your paper. You can use these as you prepare your essay. All right. So again, you can use these as you prepare your essay, and it's a great tool. Again, sign into your OU library, select Google Scholar, go to Google Scholar, look up your search types, find your articles, select the citation, download your articles to your folder, and then you're ready to rock and roll and do your research and everything like that. Now, one thing that I do want to mention is if you're citing from places other than the OU library, you want to make sure that when you do your citation, you cite it in the correct format. All right, so this is the site that I recommend. It's my favorite. OU has its own version of this, but I don't think it's as good. The Purdue University Online Writing Lab, or the OWL. All right, so just Google the OWL Purdue, and you will be here. You can see the link here, and it'll tell you about APA citations for all different types of formats. Now, one that's going to be used a lot is electronic. Since we're all working from the internet, this tells you how to cite things that you find online. All right. Also, they have a lovely APA writing guide, which I have saved somewhere on my computer. Oh, here it is. It gives you an excellent description of how to cite, or how to format your paper in APA. All right, so I'm going to add this to the resources in the class, and I'll make this available to everybody. You can see how the abstract should be. As I mentioned, we don't need abstracts for our papers. It tells you about all the indentation and the use of titles, and I highly encourage you guys to use chapter titles for your paper, including literature review. When you change the focus of your paper, use a title. Subtitles, it tells you how to do subtitles, subtitles of subtitles. You know, this is an excellent guide for you to use for formatting your papers. Okay? Now, one last thing I want to show you is, we have about 25 seconds. We have to get into the habit of looking at this course as diversity and social justice in organizations. So I want you folks to start thinking about different organizations and what they do to promote social justice. And an excellent resource to look at what organizations are doing is to go to Diversity Inc. Okay, it's got a top 50 of their favorite companies, and you should check them out. So I'm going to sign out now. Thank you for listening. Take care.